learning about the history of the United States. Let me think. In October, we celebrated Christopher Columbus's voyage to America.
In 1492, I sailed the ocean blue. I am the explorer Christopher Columbus. And 500 years ago, I sailed from Spain to America. Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand supplied me with their 3 boats, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. I finally convinced them that if I sailed western trade with the Indies, it would be a shortcut. Well, the rest is history. Excuse me, Christopher Columbus. We are glad that we are able to meet up with you because we want to correct a mistake. When you landed in Scotch, you thought you had landed in the Indies and you called us Indians. We should actually be called Native Americans. Oh yes, most definitely. We didn't have radar then, so when we sailed, there were a lot of room for error.
Really? I must finish my United States history homework. Let me think about what my teacher said.
The Constitution really is the frame of our country's government. Instead of being ruled by a king, we decided to have 3 separate branches or powers to our government. The executive part, led by our president, is responsible for running our government. Then we have the legislative part, which makes our laws. And last, we have the judicial part, which makes sure that the laws follow the Constitution. In order to get the 13 colonies to sign the Constitution, the Bill of Rights promised to be added onto the Constitution. The 13 colonies, which were our first states, wanted to make sure that each person had individual rights, such as freedom of speech, press, religion, and trial by jury.
Great, I'm finished. There's so much history in Massachusetts. The first Thanksgiving took place in Plymouth, Massachusetts. We studied that the Pilgrims coming in 1620 from England. Because they came to England, we'd only let people worship his religion. The Pilgrims had a hard time getting used to a wilderness here, but the Native Americans helped them. Over 150 years later, there were 13 colonies, and they were still ruled by the King of England. But in December of 1773,
No taxation without representation. Austin team, come with me and help us sing. Austin team, come with me.
I'm still Thomas. What if I left the King of England? There's just too many things like tea. Tonight we'll them all tea in Bond Harbor. Tea protest. Just think, the Bond Tea Party was not my idea.
hey, wait a minute.
Well, I play a big part in it. Next time about the Bond Tea Party. Because people will love it and it could be all about me.
British are coming.
Who are you?
Paul Revere, my midnight ride would be a great thing to write about. After all, I was the one who warned the colonists that the British were marching unconquered. I'm also a silversmith by trade. May I interest you in a nice silver tray?
I believe all men are created equal and should have rights such as life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
Who are you?
I'm Thomas Jefferson. I wrote the Declaration of Independence, and I was also the 3rd President of the United States. On July 4th, 1776, we declared our independence from England, and our country was born.
I am Ben Franklin. I am here to help you with your paper. I am a former newspaper man.
Go fly a kite.
I did with the key at the end. I proved that lightning was electricity. Let me tell you all the things that I have done. I signed the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, and I opened the first United States post office in Philadelphia. I also invented the Franklin Stone bifocal glasses.
You're a grand old flag, you're a high flag.
Excuse me, what are you doing in my room?
I am Betsy Ross, the one who sewed the first American flag. My, I see you've changed my original design. Mine has 13 stars, one for each of the 13 colonies. Why are there 50? Don't tell me there are 50 states.
Yes, the law has changed in the past 200 years, Miss Ross. You will all have to leave. My family will be home soon, and...
Did I hear family? No one is more than a family man than I. I am George Washington, the father of our country. I was born in Virginia, and I had very little schooling, about 7 years. My favorite subject was math. Remember, I never tell a lie. My great bravery led me to be the commander of the Continental Army, and I went on to become the first president of the United States.
Okay, this is the next stop on the Underground Railroad. We'll be safe here for the night.
For the night in Underground Railroad. Sorry, miss, this is not a train station.
I'm afraid you've misunderstood. When the slaves escaped from the South, they stopped at Underground Railroad safety stops. These stops could be barns, cellars, attics, so they could be safe while they made their way to the north of freedom. I was born a slave and I escaped from the South in 1849. But I want to tell the others get free, so I have more than 300 slaves to freedom through the Underground Railroad.
Oh, you must be Harriet Tubman.
Equal rights, equal rights.
Susan Anthony, I am so pleased to meet you.
By 1860, women in our country still didn't have equal rights. I worked very hard for women to be able to vote and have equal pay and also the opportunity to attend college. I also wanted blacks to have equal rights. Unfortunately, women weren't able to vote until 1920. The 19th Amendment was added to our Constitution, allowing women the right to vote.
Sorry I'm late. I have no address. Someone had given me the Gettysburg address.
Are you really Abraham Lincoln? You sure are tall. I'm so short.
Now back to your homework. You might start how I was born in a log cabin. I walked to school every day. I was a lawyer in the 16th President of the United States. I guess I'm best known for my part in the Civil War. I helped free the slaves. You could start your paper this way. Democracy is really a government of the people, by the people, and for the people.
Honestly, that sounds familiar.
Who are you?
I am Cyrus Wakefield. I am really honored to meet all you famous people. I was born over 150 years ago in New Hampshire. One day I was on a dock near Boston Harbor, and I saw some cargo ships from China. The men were throwing away rattan that was used to keep the cargo from moving around during the trip. I decided to recycle the rattan and make furniture out of rattan. I found a small town named South Reading, near a river and a railroad. I built 2 factories, a rattan factory and a foundry. Many people moved here to work in my factories. I gave the town new town hall, and the people changed the town, naming the town to Wakefield. You can write your paper about the history of your town, Wakefield, and also about recycling.
My, the herd school's changed. The school is named after me. This room in the back section was added on. I am Dr. Francis Hurd, and I too am pleased to meet all you famous people. Before the railroad came to town in 1845, we had some small shoe factories. However, the railroad encouraged people like Mr. Wakefield and others to build factories and stores. Our population increased so fast that we had to build 4 schools, northward, southward, eastward,
The four schools look alike. The Westwood is still open and almost looks the same. The Herd School is where the Northwood School is located. I understand Wakefield is celebrating its 350th birthday this year.
Who are you two? How dare you?
We invented the first man-power-driven flying machine. The flight took place December 17, 1903. Beginning off North Carolina.
Did I hear someone ask for a doctor in the house? I am Dr. Jonas Salk. I developed a vaccine in the 1950s to prevent polio. Polio is a virus that can cause paralysis, even death. There are always diseases that need to be cured. I am pleased that I was able to help so many people.
Enough. Stop this right now. Violence never solves anything. I am Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and I was a civil rights leader in the 1960s. I helped get rights for blacks peacefully. I won the Nobel Peace Prize. Perhaps you know my most famous speech. It begins, I have a dream, that people will be judged by the content of their character, not by the color of their skin.
I hope all of this is a dream. I might as well have watched Star Trek tonight.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise.
Ooh,
I just love children with space.
Who are you?
I'm Sarah Ride, the first woman to fly space.
President Clinton!
I am proving proof that you don't have to be rich to become president. I studied law in school and in college. I became a lawyer, later on the governor of Arkansas, and then the 42nd president of the United States. You are all a big part of America's history.
Thank you for all coming. Instead of writing a homework paper, I think I'll write a history book.
So they're a great group of children. They work very hard. You also work hard.